We're building this shed completely on our own, just me, my wife, and my dad, but the weather hasn't made it easy.
It is soaking wet here.
It's been raining almost every day, and without a roof, the floor we worked so hard to build keeps getting soaked.
In other news, we've just flooded our work area.
So we need to get this roof built and soon, or we could risk ruining everything we've worked so hard for. The only problem is everything we do takes forever because we've never done anything like this before.
You son of a I chipped a big piece off.
This is part 3 of our DIY shed build series, and our first step toward building our homestead here on this raw piece of land in the Smoky Mountains of North Carolina.
That view gets me every freaking time.
We have no real building experience, but we're figuring it all out as we go, one challenge at a time.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
So join us this week as we strive to get this roof built in time to save our very first structure from getting destroyed by the rain.
All right, so we thought we timed it just right. We thought that the rain was gonna stop when we showed up for work today, and we get here, started setting up, and it's raining. So we're waiting it out.
Yep.
Okay, it has finally stopped raining. It is soaking wet here, and it is time for us to start getting a roof on this thing, because the sooner we can get a roof on, the sooner that the floor stops getting soaking wet every time it rains. So first rafter is going up now.
But of course, the minute we got the first rafter up, it started pouring.
I cannot believe this freaking rain.
It rains a lot in this part of western North Carolina, to the point that some areas of the Smoky Mountains are considered temperate rainforests. So this is something that we're gonna have to learn to deal with. But the best thing is if we can finish the roof and get the shed dried in, because all of this wood can get damaged if it gets too wet for too long. Now, unfortunately, today the rain did not let up and we were forced to pack up and call it a day. Show me your trick.
Bing. Bing.
Good job. Okay, do it again. Oh no. Isabella, no. Isabella. He just does it. He's just let me do it real quick.
So we ended up having to give up the other day. It rained too much. We did put this tarp on top of the shed, and it actually gives it like a vibe where you're kind of able to see what it's gonna look like ultimately. And if you go inside, like, it looks like a really nice space. Big old window with an epic view. That looks super cool, man. I'm pumped. So let's get this tarp off and actually build a roof. Boy, look at that, blue skies. Whoa, haven't seen that in like a week. So the name of the game today is gonna be start cutting these rafters and installing them. Really, the thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get this one perfect. We're gonna get in just the right spot, mark everything that we wanna cut, go down and cut it, make sure it fits well, and then just duplicate this one. All right, so I want to be 1 foot from the edge here. Okay, just move this till I get to the mark. All right, so we're right on our mark. So now what I wanna do is, mark for my bird's mouth. Oh, interesting, we already have the sheathing on here. So I'll have to extend it out a little bit to make the bird's mouth mark. Then I'll move that again to the right spot. So then we go over there and make our mark. So then next, I want it to be 2 feet past this point here. Okay, cool. I think I got all the marks I need.
So the first thing we want to do is make sure that either end of the rafters are plumb or perfectly vertical, even though the rafters themselves will sit on the walls at an angle. And there's actually a really cool way to figure out that angle using a speed square. All we need to know is the pitch of our roof, which for the shed is 212, meaning for every 12 inches of horizontal distance, there is a 2-inch vertical change.
Okay, so this is up, this is the front. So that means we start here, we get to the pivot point, and then over here, the one that says common, we go to 2, because it's a 212. So that's 2. Okay, so then that's our cut.
Next, we needed to cut out the bird's mouths, which are small wedge-shaped cuts that allow the rafters to sit flush against the top plate of the wall beneath. To accomplish that, all I did is mark a vertical line on the rafter based on the edge of the wall, which you saw me do earlier. Then I used a framing square to draw a perpendicular line to the original that is exactly 3.5 inches to the edge of the board, so that the wedge that we cut out will fit the 3.5-inch wide top plate perfectly.
All right, so we cut these birds' mouths with a jigsaw. The jigsaw wasn't perfectly straight, it was kind of wobbly. Since this is gonna be a template, we kind of want it to be perfect. So my dad taught me this cool trick to use chisels to really flatten out and make a line like this perfect. Doing this by hand, it felt to me like it would be a very imperfect process, but I can actually see how you have a huge amount of control over it, and it's coming out like very, very flat. Seems like the jigsaw kind of cut it at a bit of an angle.
You can straighten that right where you're at with a chisel.
Ah, I chipped a big piece off, damn it.
Is it ruined or it just looks a little funky?
No, I think it's okay, actually. It might be fixed, so. Nice. Yeah, that looks pretty darn good. I mean, there is like an 1/8 of an inch gap here on the, back side of the bird's mouth on the top, Dad. Okay, so third time trying to perfect this thing. So I nicked a giant chip out of this, which is too bad, but the bottom side will still work well as a template. And so we just, in dry fitting it, realized that we need to shave a little bit right here. So that line is what I'm gonna try to shave. So most material I need to remove is right there. Yeah, that looks much better. Yeah, that looks straight. That's it, that's our rafter. All right, Desiree is here to work with us and give us a hand.
Hi, Boozy.
We got the ringer coming in.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Ready for these guns?
Yeah.
Ah,
You ready to do some work?
Enhance them and post.
Yeah, we can do that. We can make that happen.
Wow, looks good. I feel like I could live in that. Let me go around, like, show you what's wrong. Basically, I see a little cracking here. No bed in it yet.
No roof.
That's all right.
So it's super green now, and this is something that's actually the very first day I've noticed it, is that if you come over here, you are completely in the shade.
That's nice.
Isn't that nice?
Wow. It's crazy how everything's so green now.
Yeah, it is so freaking beautiful this time of year, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
All right, put me to work, bud.
Okay, let's go.
Enough standing around. Also, can we acknowledge the fact that I haven't been babyless in a very long time? I think this is my first time without either baby.
Since Scarlett was born.
I think so.
Wow.
I'm a free woman.
Congratulations, buddy. Yeah, so 9 feet. You go 3/4 on one side, 3/4 on the other. Okay, let's see how you did. That's pretty good. It's a little off. Your lines are kind of a little, because like, which do I use? That little one or the big one? Come on, fix it.
I'll make it long.
So now go to 11 feet and do the same. Perfect. Nice one, buddy.
Nailed it.
Are you taking a break?
Yeah, that was a little bit too strenuous for me.
How long do you think you've been here?
4 hours.
20 minutes? You've been here for 20 minutes.
Buddy, I'm parched.
And you're gonna be here for an hour and you're taking a break.
Hydration is very important.
I actually want some water too.
Hey, you better film that. Are you rolling?
No.
So now that we had our rafter template finished, my dad set to work on using that template to cut the other rafters while Desiree and I began to install them.
Okay, now you put your side up and over that back roof. So we're gonna flip it like this and then slide it so it's right on that mark. Beauty, that fits well.
Like a glove.
All right, so this is actually my first time using a palm nailer. This is pretty exciting. What the heck? It pushed it out of alignment. It's not out of alignment enough to worry about, but I just gotta keep in mind that that's gonna happen. Okay, so it's not going anywhere now, which is good. Okay, well that one worked out a little bit better, but man, this palm nailer is an unwieldy beast. You son of a... Good God. This thing is not easy. All right, so next step is we need to make sure that these rafters are all perfectly aligned on this front edge, because there could have been small imperfections in how we shaped them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill a screw into this outermost rafter, then run a string to the other outermost rafter, drill another screw, and make that string tight, and we'll be able to see if all of these rafters line up perfectly. So there definitely are a couple that aren't perfectly lined up. So you can see like that very next one right there, that one's got a little bit of a gap between the string and the rafter.
The next two do.
The next two do, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, none of them are touching, perfect. Sometimes a cowboy hat is just not the right hat. We've been getting so little done every day because every step, I'm not sure like how perfect it should be. I like wrestle around in my brain if it's worth putting more energy in, then I kind of hack away at making it better and then realize half the time that it wasn't necessary. So I'm just really going slow with this and figuring it out piece by piece. We're making very little progress on the shed, but I'm making a lot of progress on my understanding of how to build stuff. And I was just telling my dad, like, every mistake I make on this, at first I'm like, oh, damn it, that like bad feeling you get if you make a mistake. And then I actually feel good, and I'm like, oh, good, I made that mistake on this stupid little shed that doesn't actually really matter. And so now I won't make that mistake on our house or on our workshop or whatever. So this is serving its function so well for that. Okay, I got it. Okay, that's one. Okay, I got it.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
Okay, so the thing that is tricky here, basically when the sheathing goes on the roof, like imagine this board is flat like the sheathing, we want it to be able to slide over this sub-fascia smoothly. But right now, like it hits right here, and then if we keep going, there's like a gap right here, right? So this board needs to be lower so that this board can go down and then go above this corner flush with the rafters. So the plan is going to be to keep that side of the sub-fascia secured and then lower this side just a little bit, and then I'll screw it in. Now, the reason that this side is tricky, if you look beneath my feet, we're on the edge of this hill here. And so there's just no way to really get a ladder right there. And so I've got to do everything from up here, which is a bit tricky. Okay, you got it? Mm-hmm. Nice, thank you. Okay, down, tad up, down a little bit. I'm gonna say that that's good enough. Perfect, okay, great. So I can come up until I see this little block move, go back down, and then nail it. Okay, perfect. This is tough because this is super twisted. So I've got to try to use my framing hammer to like twist it the other way and then drill it the second I've got the right spot, all while sitting on a roof. Ow. I feel like I pulled a couple things there. Oh no! Oh! Can you grab my... How did I do that? Well, I've gone from being nervous to use a nail gun to using it upside down on a roof with no sheathing. So that's good. All right, so for the last 2 rafters, I'll show you. We've got the 2 rafters that are on the very outside of the roof. And so they're not actually supported by anything at the moment. Now we're gonna finish these walls so that they'll have a little angle going up and they'll support those final rafters. But for now, it's just this sub-fascia that's gonna support it. So it's gonna be a little awkward getting it in place. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna screw in some blocking on the tops of either side of the rafters. And then that blocking will rest on the sub-fascia. So I think that'll work. Sweet. I feel like that bow going in that way is gonna be a problem, but God, and it's twisted. Okay, so we put up the rafter and it was super twisted. And honestly, that's something that I've been struggling with a lot, is determining when lumber is too imperfect to use, if it's imperfect, but it's okay to use in certain circumstances. So right now we are going to cut a new rafter from some other material that we had lying around. It's a little bit better quality lumber. So we're gonna cut a new one and hopefully this one is gonna work better. But like I said, I have no idea if the other one would have been fine. It's just super twisted, so making new ones. Like a glove. And you know what? Can you just hand me the nail gun?
Either feeling cocky or tired.
It's butted up really well, so I'm just not worried about cinching it in. Yeah, that's on great. That block is like the perfect thing. Perfect, yeah, keep going.
Here, you want me to push it from down here?
Oh, nice, yeah. Winner, nice one, big guy. Whoa, okay, rafters are up. Come check this out, man. We have got a full, well, frame for a roof. Not quite a roof yet, but man, this is coming together, dude. This is beautiful. That was an interesting process, you know, like figuring out how to get, like, look at that thing. That thing is just suspended in midair. Trying to problem solve and figure out how to put that up. That whole process was cool. Feeling like the shed is coming together. Hopefully we can get some OSB on that bad boy so we stop flooding the thing every time it rains. So we are taking the day off and we are going to head to Fontana Lake. I'm super pumped about it. We've got our Gumatex inflatable kayak that we want to try out because we've got a new one, but I just realized we don't have any paddles. So we are heading to a outdoor outfitter store that's actually at the NOC, the Nantahala Outdoor Center. And that is actually one of the most famous institutions in the Bryson City area. It's where people go for whitewater rafting and kayaking, and it's a really cool business in a really beautiful area. So we're gonna visit that Bryson City institution, get ourselves some paddles, and then try to hit the lake. Okay, Isabel. Oh, hey, did you take your shoes off? Ready to go to the NOC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Isabella, Hollywood, looking good. You wanna hold Dad's hand?
No.
No. Wow, you put her sunglasses on, she gets an attitude. Is the water cold, Isabella? Splish splash. See the boat? Yeah, they're going down the Nantahala. That's a whitewater raft.
And the kayak.
Nantahala. Good job. Wow, Isabella, so much cool stuff. Dad wants to buy all of it. You want to buy a big kayak?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to buy a big kayak?
Yeah.
We did not buy a kayak paddle. They didn't have the right size because I'm so tall. I need a really tall one. But we did buy super cool sunglasses. Isabella, let's see your sunglasses. What color is your sunglasses?
It's
what color? Is green. Are our sunglasses matching?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go for a swim?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for a swim.
A boat.
Yeah, on a boat. Let's go.
Big one.
The big one. Okay, let's go.
So we did not finish the roof this week, and yeah, the floor could get wet again and could get damaged. Now, a few years ago, I for sure would have just kept working. I used to work through the weekend all the time without even thinking about it. But now I've got 2 little girls, and my priorities have completely changed. For me, taking at least 1 day off a week has become 100% non-negotiable. Not that the shed doesn't matter, it does. I care a lot about finishing this build. But no part of this project is more important than my weekly opportunity to spend time with my daughters while they're still little. So today, I'm not putting on my tool belt.
Do you want to touch the water? Just a little bit. Oh.
Instead, I'm going to let Isabella splash me in the face in this freezing cold lake because to me, there's not a single thing in the world that's more important or more meaningful.
Kick, kick, kick. Say, Grandpa, look, I'm swimming.
And literally everything else can wait.
Hey, is your body making breast milk at the moment as we speak?
Maybe.
That's impressive then.
How do we know for sure?
Want me to test it out?